Hello everyone, this is Zoltar, and welcome back to our third Offworld Trading Company Expansive campaign. Made it to Elimination Round 5, not really at risk of being eliminated anytime soon, in a nice solid second place, kind of even catching up to the leader that last round. Only about 46 cents behind instead of 50. So, we're making progress. Now, unfortunately, the maps that we've got this time are a dust storm map that awards nanotech, and then a non-dust storm map that awards a water shipment. I think we're going to stick to the non-dust storm map because we are terrible at operating in dust storms. What with our farms not being particularly good and relying on solar panels instead of wind turbines. So we'll let the other people with their wind turbines handle this particular map, and we'll just stick to the water shipment one. Now, the question is an off-world market astronaut worth it? I think I would like to try it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the Offworld Market Astronaut. And then I think from there I will actually go ahead and upgrade my water pump engineer and grab an engineering lab technician. And that's what we're going to call it there. That's fine for our engineers, I think, for what we had available this time. The engineering lab, potentially very useful, potentially. We know what we're going to do to prices, we know what our long-term plan is, so we can just upgrade the production of those, and hopefully that'll work out just fine. And the off-world market, kind of nice insurance in case things go wrong, especially because generally steel bottoms out at a particular point in each of our games. And if we can get an off-world market up during that time, that would be very nice. In addition to that, we do have... trying to think. Basically, in addition to the ability to use that off-world market... I totally lost my train of thought. Guys, I just lost it. It's gone. It's not coming back. Look, the off-world market is nice security in case things go wrong. That's my basic point, right? That's the basic point. Let's hop into the game before I trip over my own words again. Colony's going to grow quite nicely for a while. It's at 1 of 3 with 3 jobs available, so we don't have to worry about hopping into any housing or anything super fast, which is nice to note. Just keep poking around, really trying to find that iron, that ever-elusive iron these last few games. Not been easy to locate. We'll check down here. Nope. Nothing. Nothing. That's probably some carbon. I guess we can look at it anyway. We have slant drilling, and I have to remember that. So things like this high aluminum tile are actually exceptionally valuable, potentially, because we can abuse that slant drilling quite easily. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I think we can use that. We just might want to position ourselves up here more than down here. So that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to just take that, actually.
This is a great primary location for our new investment. You can count on
Then let's see, we'll just take that one, and I think that one, sell down the water, buy up the steel, buy up more steel, thank you. Not gonna rush into a house or a leisure building. Just gonna rush straight for, oh come on, I was really hoping it wouldn't do that, but this is one of the reasons I went ahead and got the 2 solar panels, is because I wanted to know if the game would do this. It's like, hey, 2 free solar panels, adjacency bonuses, what are those? Thanks, game. I appreciate it, except for the part where I hate you. But it's fine. It's fine. Okay, well, we have access to this water, which is good enough. We will have to definitely goon squad it in order to make our basic plan work, because we're going to be relying very heavily on slant drilling, and we have to make sure our water is protected. So we're not even going to take it. Well, we can take it right away, I think. It's unlikely it's going to get nuked straight out. They'll probably go for these high tiles instead of the medium tile because they're computers and they're stupid. So hopefully we can make all of this work. We'll go ahead and move into the steel mills. Maybe we'll even go into 4 steel mills this game. Just scrap a solar panel. Solar panel's not worth anything anyway. Make it into a steel mill. And from there, let's see. People sold some glass. That's interesting. We can go ahead and take this good silicon tile once we have the claim for it. Which I thought we did. I don't know what I did to think I had an extra claim. Just crazy. Dynamite, that sucks, but we can repair it. Not a huge deal, just kind of mildly annoying. Do we buy some housing? I think we do. We got the house bought. We'll push to this leisure building as fast as we can, as per usual. Make sure the colony keeps growing early. back when the growing is good. And now we're just looking for an upgrade. Fairly straightforward stuff. Mostly the same as each of our other campaign games. Our opponents don't seem to do enough variety of things to make us really deviate too hard once we find a nice pattern that we can stick to. Just kind of mild price adjustments and annoyances more than anything else, quite frankly. That's enough glass for an expansion, which is good. We can get into reactors fairly easily. This guy's got one reactor down. He's grabbing a water pump. That's nice for him. Do also need to definitely be looking for this goon squad, though, before too long.
With this new expansion, we have increased our
All right.
production rates.
Let's get those reactors down.
The shareholders will love it.
Yep, EMP on the steel. That's all right. That just means our reactors will be okay. Had one little extra glass sticking around. Get out of here, glass. Oh, come on. Sell the iron. Underground nuke. Where does it go? Onto my iron, kind of as expected. And an EMP onto my aluminum. Guys, they don't like us very much. They think we're doing too well. It's understandable. We're off to a strong start. But still, that was a lot of black market to be hitting very, very quickly this game. Alright, reactors. Do the work I need you to. Underground nuke, another one. That one on my aluminum, which is frozen anyway. That's what I'm talking about. This is why I was really relying on them throwing nukes that way, so I could wait a little bit on this goon squad. That I definitely have to put on my water now. And now I'll go ahead and attach another water pump to it. But I wanted to wait on that until they had thrown their nukes and stuff. Make sure they went away from where I really, really needed them to go. You know, make sure they go to the aluminum. Make sure they go to the iron by taking extra tiles, kind of encouraging them, hoping that slant drilling factors into the decision. Things like that was the basic goal. Buy that leisure building. Keep the growth going. There we go. Okay, our aluminum's frozen, our iron's bad. None of that really matters all that much because none of those are worth all that much money. Our reactors and our water pumps in particular are where it's at. They are protected. They will stay protected for the rest of this game if I have anything to say about it whatsoever. And we need to start throwing nukes back at our opponents as well. Can buy a little more housing and leisure buildings. Not too concerned about it right now.
We caught the dirty rat trying to break our stuff.
Yep, trying to trigger a power surge. Unfortunate. See, regoon. I'm kind of hoping to catch a nuke on there so I can nuke their water out. That's going to be the goal right now. So I just want to nuke all their water down, make sure they don't have any at all, and see what I can do with that. Upgrade these again. Keep that growth going. We'll need to move into additional power before long, but we can do that when we upgrade our own building, which hopefully isn't too far away. Based off of these reactors and these water pumps. There we are.
With this new expansion, we have increased our
Carbon short's not good. Our opponents probably have decent stockpiles of carbon, but we can hope we can get something done with it. It's pretty much the exact short we didn't want to see. We'll just have to wait and see exactly how much they managed to drag that price down while the shortage is going on. Well, that's... They expanded and the price went down. I don't even want to know what the game does sometimes in the background. Let's throw down power.
The black market is
Go ahead and get down our food somewhere. I'm not really sure where I should put the food. I guess I could put it up near the water. That's probably okay. Turn it into water later if I have to. All of that can go into water fairly easily because of slant drilling. Buy more housing. Sell more stuff. Buy more leisure. There we are. And I'd really love to get to a nuke. If I can do that at all. This steel is pretty bad at this point. It's barely making us anything. There's a silicon shortage, which I think I put down a silicon tile. No, I wanted to, but I didn't have the claim for it. Somebody else took it by now. So I didn't actually establish any silicon production in this game, which is a bit odd for me and unfortunate considering this shortage. So, 2 random events that have gone completely against our game plan, unfortunately, and heavily in favor of our opponent. But they're computers, so it'll probably be okay. Let's see. Grab a nuke. Use a nuke. Everybody hitting everybody else with nukes. I'm totally okay with this. Where did that one go? Onto his silicon. That's understandable. At least that didn't hit us. We'll turn off the steel for now. Steel's looking pretty bad. And I would love to get to an upgrade fairly soon, but we got to keep buying into this colony for now. Can't stop that. Can't stop that at all. Especially because we do have the farms down, which will help us go ahead and push when things get kind of hairy. There we are. To an upgrade. We definitely need to keep doing
Worker morale is at an
this
all-time high,
continual
thanks to
upgrading
the
of the colony
infrastructure
as much as we
boosted
possibly
Offworld.
can.
We'll
Okay.
be able to ship more industries
More
off
food.
in no time.
More water. Probably more food, more goon squads, more nukes. Just the basic general game plan. Chem surplus is kind of nice. That means maybe we should go ahead and push to our engineering lab. And we might actually get something done with it. Let's turn the reactors off. A lot of that cost is power, but that's still bad. Turn the steel back on. That's all going to be useful. There's the engineering lab. We need to use this black market for something. Immediately. A goon squad is what I really, really want out of this particular black market. That's looking like a bit of a push, unfortunately, but thankfully our food's coming in. And that food money is very strong. The water also helping out there. There we go. Black market purchase. One claim left. What exactly do I want to do with it? A hacker array, I guess, is a reasonable option, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and go with. And let's keep upgrading that colony. Chem short is unfortunate, given that we kind of made plans based on the chem surplus, but at least we can kind of use it. Not great, because a lot of our money is trapped in these farms right now, and I can't send them and use them fast enough to take serious advantage off the shortage, but we can do something with it. Yep, immediately blown up, but at least that's drawing black market away from the slightly more important, in my opinion, water tiles. We'll go ahead and power surge here. Okay, that's a nice little test to see that hopefully in 15 seconds we will be able to successfully underground nuke. Can't make chems, which is something that's kind of bothersome. I'd love to be able to make chems. But unfortunately, it's just realistically not an option. We could surplus chems to go ahead and make our engineering lab a little bit stronger. It's a nice idea, in my opinion. Nuke this. Okay, and there's a steel shortage, which is actually quite good for us. We're a little late to it, and by a little I mean exceptionally late to it, but we should still make some fair amount of money off of it. There we are. More colony upgrades. Just more and more and more and more and more colony upgrades. Why is power just so ridiculous? I know power's shorted, but power's still a bit ridiculous, even considering that.
We caught a dirty rat
And we're
trying to
basically
break
done
our
setting up
stuff.
at this point. We could move to an Offworld. Offworlds are reasonably good this game if we just wanted to make a little bit more money. It's definitely an option. We'd have to scrap something out for it, though. Maybe even the hacker array. We could scrap for an Offworld, try and make money off of it, but I don't think it's necessary this game. Marsquake. Not carbon. Not carbon. Sell out the carbon. Buy electronics. There we go. Well, let's see where we land after this. 127,000. All right, I'll take it. Housing, leisure, housing, leisure, housing, leisure, housing, leisure. There. Engineering lab. Keep upgrading that food production, please. Oxygen as well, and water. Sure, just all of it. Why not? Power should be okay once we've got our power back. Unfortunately, it getting stolen from us is kind of painful. But what can you do? Let's see, let's see, let's see. Yeah, sure, surplus chems again while I keep using them. And we need, I think, to go ahead and goon squad on that water pump. Power gets mutinied again. Rather frustrating. I guess what we can do is get out of this and move into power immediately as silicon's kind of rising in price, and we want to do it before silicon gets too ridiculously high. There. More housing. It feels like you're encouraged to buy into the colony as fast as possible because then you get the cheap bits of the colony. The thing is, as I keep buying houses though, it keeps increasing consumption of these resources that are needed for the colony to grow, which is a little weird. It's a little bit of an awkward kind of interaction that goes on there. Alright, these guys all took extra water pumps, which is good. Kind of thing we're hoping they do. Freeze that. We can leave that working. None of it's particularly good. Yep. All kinds of black market going down on our solar panels because for whatever reason, power keeps going up this game, and nobody seems to want to do a thing about it. EMP this here. That water surplus is a little painful. This is dumb! You can't hit me with that much black market that fast unless you were saving it specifically. And even then, that was 4 black market effects. Very quickly. It's ridiculous. That's 5. 5 black market effects. Very quickly. Ugh. Whatever. Fine. I'm just upset, that's all. I'm just kind of upset. Not a big deal. Except now there's a power surplus, which is going to completely destroy me. Purely because I'm up against 2 scavengers this game, which is just so frustrating. Oh man, I hate scavengers. I hate being against scavengers. It's just the most infuriating thing all the time. Do every last thing they can to just destroy you. Do nothing to actually help grow the colony at all. It's just silly. It's just ridiculous. Alright. Let's give it another job. Let's just finish buying up the last little bits of this while we have the cash for it. There we go. Now they can just buy stock. That's not really that big a deal. The colony is what it will be. There is a power shortage going on right now. We can try freezing out more of this guy's power, but it didn't seem to go too well last time. They're going to blow up our engineering lab again. I hate this being against 2 scavengers. It's ridiculous. Food and oxygen we cannot produce fast enough at this point, just still. These surpluses are coming in, things like that. This probably should have just been another engineering lab. But I keep trying to surplus chems so I can keep actually using the engineering lab is the thing. Sure, another goon squad. It's probably worth it. I'll just put it right there. Wait for this to finish and we'll blow all that up. Oh good, a mutiny on power. Fantastic. Whatever. Whatever. It's fine. Not mad. Just disappointed. Okay. Boom. Deal with it. I'm not really too worried about anything else this game. Obviously our formula is kind of working out rather well for manager. We'll have to kick up the difficulty at some point, but obviously we want to finish out this campaign before we do anything else. Sure, another surplus. How much does that cost me? 5,000? Yeah, that's not much. We'll just keep doing it. And keep upgrading all of our production. Because why ever stop? I really should have probably just committed completely to food. I know how ridiculous food gets every single time. Man, power's not even that good for you when you steal it. Like, I could have mutinied his power, and then I was like, hold on. I don't want to do that because I don't get much money from that. Because my wind engineers are bad. And for some reason, I use my wind engineers instead of his wind engineers. Why is that? Couldn't tell you. But it is the case. We could buy another claim. That's probably not worth. We could just grab another goon squad. That might be worth. I mean, as long as this is active for 100 extra seconds because we got the goon squad, then it should be worthwhile. Water's getting expensive. Everything's just getting ridiculously expensive. Unfortunately, we can't really use this engineering lab much more. We can go ahead and try to upgrade our oxygen production and then our food production, but then that's going to be the end of it. At least we got something out of it. It's just very difficult to judge exactly how much. Okay, somebody went for a mutiny and we blocked it. That's good at least. Getting a nice amount of food flowing in now. I mean, this thing is making 1.68 food a second. That's really not bad money at all. $445? Yeah, I'll take it for sure. Go ahead and sell back these chems that we don't need anymore. The hacker array we really can't use at this point. Obviously, we had no need for an off-world market this game because we kind of saw our plan working and we just went with it. Looks like the colony is going to be stuck at 14 again. But that's all right. We did what we could. We're trying to make food. We're just blocking everybody else's food, too. It's the thing. Yeah, you can't make food. Sorry. And do we want to buy a little bit more colony stock? I think we probably do. I mean, I don't see any reason not to. Just keep getting the biggest share of the income that we can. Seems reasonable to me. Also notice how even with our ridiculous water production, generally speaking, we've still been able to sell water when it's been relatively high. We blocked that all-important underground nuke right there, which came a little late, but it's still a reasonable idea. And the game plan worked out. Small adjustments to the game plan, right, to deal with the fact we were against scavengers, specifically involving more specific use of the black market and very specific placement of how we were adjusting our tiles and things of that nature. But it all still worked out in the end. This power really shouldn't be power anymore. Probably could have moved out of it a while ago, but at this point, it's so close to the end of the game, there's no point in actually scrapping it and moving into anything else. Okay, I'll take all that, please. And let's see, let's go ahead and send all these, just to make sure we got every last bit we can, to try and push for that last little stock. I don't know exactly how long it takes for trucks and things to travel, so just doing what we can. That should do it. Everything else goes into paying down debt, and that'll finish out the game. I don't know why the day always goes to 24:30. It's very awkward, because 24:30, maybe it's Mars time. Maybe it is Mars time, and I just don't know these things, but I don't... Whatever, it works. That was a rather anticlimactic finish. I would like for some kind of sound effect when you win a mission. But yeah, 43-1. Apparently our strategy is working, guys. Apparently it's working out pretty well for us. Let's check resources. We sold $600,000 in food. That engineering lab, I think, is a fantastic idea. I'm kind of glad it worked out for us. Power also went relatively well, right? 300,000 power, not bad at all. Obviously, we bought a lot of chems to make the food happen, right? But we sold 40 of them back, $40,000 worth of them back. So really it was only 100,000 in chems. And I think that was probably well worth it. Probably should have committed completely to food, as we know food almost always stays that ridiculous price, but we still made it work. It was okay. We got it done. All right. We can go ahead and check our opponents. Their computers, they don't know what they're doing. Pretty standard stuff. This guy made some money, most of it in water, and the rest in silicon. This guy, kind of a similar story. A lot of silicon getting made, a little glass getting made over here, and just kind of spread out among the water resources, but nothing too terribly interesting. And then both of them, I think their biggest chunk of change came from power, because it doesn't take a lot of effort to put down wind turbines and win the game, or, you know, just make money. Doesn't take a lot of work. Computer don't have to think very hard for that. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for here. We should only have a couple more missions until we're done with the Expansive. And we'll see if the game throws us any curveballs to actually drive us off course before then. But for now, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.